Hey, Raindrops. Yes, I am so
Hi.
thrilled. Look, I have this beautiful blonde bombshell. Y'all know this about me. I am a huge fan of Basketball Wives. I love the show. I think it's so underrated. I think it has a lot of momentum, but more than that, we are talking. Baby, you want to talk about somebody who sets it off like Vivica? Please welcome Raindrops to the podcast for the first time
Raindrop.
ever.
What is this nickname?
I know it's my range, I will tell you, but let me introduce you first because we got the beautiful Duffey in the building.
Hey, y'all.
So, Duffey, Raindrops is my fan base. They're my lovers, they're my friends. And
Okay.
because my company's called Kingdom Reign Entertainment, REIGN.
Okay.
So I call them my friends, my love. I only talk to them, child.
Hi,
So
Raindrops.
they're my raindrops. Say hi to the raindrops.
I love it. That's so cute.
So we have to come up with the name for your fan base. Do you have one already?
I never had one, and I've actually thought about it before, and I could just never come up with anything original. That's why I like Raindrops, because I was like, I never even heard that before.
Okay, so at the end of this interview, I'm going to name it. I may
Okay.
pop up and do in the middle, but I'm going to name it. Okay,
Okay.
because I like naming fan bases. But look, I want to say thank you so much for appearing on the podcast because you don't do a lot of interviews or any.
I really don't. I don't. This is rare, actually.
So I'm happy you chose to talk to me, Duffey, and talk about your experience on the show, who you are as a wife, a mom, an international DJ. I want to know everything. So let's get started. I love the show. You are so great on the show, but you quit. Why did you quit Basketball Wives, Duffey? I'm mad at you, bitch.
Child, who told you I quit? You keep telling people I quit. I did not quit.
What happened?
Let me sip my tea. Hold on. Cheers.
Cheers.
I did not quit Basketball Wives. Basketball Wives did not ask me back. They did not ask me back. And when I say your girl was like, it's not that I was sad or angry. I was just like a little shocked. I couldn't wait to give you this tea. I was like, I can't wait for Carlos to ask me about quitting. I'm not a quitter. I did not quit.
Wait a second. Okay, listen.
We got time to unpack.
Raindrops, y'all seeing this in real time. I don't normally gag unless I'm with the African, but I am gagging right now. All this time I thought you quit. They didn't ask you back?
Yeah, and I didn't want to play the games. I didn't want the fans to think that like I was coming back and they're waiting on the season and I'm not there. I just wanted to I found out the day I posted is when, I found out. And so I just let everybody know that unfortunately, I won't be returning. Now I have my own theory though on why I'm not returning.
What's your theory?
So the girls who were not asked back, me, Brandy, British, the girls who were not asked back, we were commuters. We come with extra expenses. And our show is now with BET and they're caring about the budget and the revamp. And honestly, I think they did a good job of recasting. I love the new cast they have. I just think that when you are a commuter, you come with extra expenses. Like we need help with travel. We need help with our places that we stay at in LA, things of that sort. Even though we all have things going on in LA, I'm always in LA. But for me to stay and film, it costs me extra money. So I have to ask for extra money.
See, this was the thing I was telling my raindrops on one of my episodes, Duffey, that the show always seemed to be a bit disjointed. And I felt a large reason of that disjointment is the fact that a lot of the girls did not live in LA, and we would see y'all at the downtown apartment buildings and condos, child, because I used to live in one. Hey!
Like, I got a big house, Brandy got a big house, British got a big house where we live, but we're having to film in townhomes or apartments, you know, and I felt like that wasn't really fair to us. So, you know, I brought my family with me, so I had to spend even more money and have a place in Texas and a place in California.
Because you live in Texas.
I live in Texas and Brandy lives in Texas. Me and Brandy live 30 minutes from each other.
Are you and Brandy on speaking terms now?
No. It's quiet as a mouse.
Not a... Duffey, I'm having a good... Duffey, you are my type of girl, honey. Okay.
I got you gagged in this interview. We just got started.
My raindrops, no. I don't gag this early in the interview, but let's just go right into it, child. So before I get into the Brandy of it all, because she was on my podcast. I don't know if you saw it, but she was.
I just watched it last night.
Okay, so we'll get
I wanted to be prepared, you know.
Come on, preparation. But before we get into that, let's finish off the gag of the century. You are a basketball wife. You are, based on what we saw on the show, engaged.
Yes.
Are you still engaged?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm like, please tell me you're
yes, I'm engaged.
Man, child.
I'm engaged, and I found where we're having the wedding. Should I tell you, since I'm not on Basketball Wives?
Tell me, bitch. Yes.
We will be getting married in Lake Como, Italy, and I will make sure I live stream it for all of my, I don't know what to call y'all yet, but we gonna figure it out by the end of this interview, because I felt like I shared my story with the fans of Basketball Wives, and I know that they want to see that ending, and they want to see me and Iman, you know, say I do. I really wanted to do that on the show, but since I can't, I would just be bringing all y'all to Lake Como, Italy with me and Iman, and I'm going to make sure y'all don't miss a moment.
Well, thank you for that, because we are invested. And the reason why I said you are actually a basketball wife, I mean, you're about to get married, but you're a wife in all intents and purposes. Iman is an NBA agent. Yes. And one thing that I was talking to Brandy about, Jennifer about, everybody about, is the fact that we want to see women who are really still involved in the basketball world. And I thought it was so smart that they cast somebody who can talk to us about the other side of basketball, the agent side.
Yes.
Because they make a cute coin. You know, I know, child. Anyways, but
they go on forever.
Exactly. That's long money. Injury or not, honey. All you need is a good mouthpiece, child, to be an agent.
And Iman got it.
Look, that's why Adele is with Rich Paul. That money's long. So, baby, we were invested in that, and we were excited that, okay, we get to see what it's like for a woman to be with an NBA agent. And I love your fiance, because he was good explaining that, like most men in his field, he was like, babe, I got you. We got, you know what I'm saying? Like, babe, we good. Financially, anything you want, PJs, private jets, like, we good. We got this beautiful daughter of ours. Like, chill. You like, no, I want to be like DJ Khaled. Like, I want to get this shmoney. So I'm disappointed that they did not ask you back, because you brought that to the show. You are the opposite of boring. You always brought it. Brandy was mad at me because I defended you and I was on your side. I'm like, Brandy, you mad, Aggie?
I saw that interview with Jackie Christie, and I was like, I was at home. I couldn't believe like what you said. Like, you really uplifted me, especially like not getting asked back on the show. To hear from you that you feel like I am made for TV was everything I needed to hear in that moment. Because at the time I was like, well, I guess I'm not made for TV because I'm too nice, you know, and, you know, maybe I'm not for TV, and, you know, even though I've always wanted to be on TV. So I just was kind of thinking of giving it up, but your words made me like want to do another show someday because of what you said. Because I'm like, if Carlos think I'm good, then forget what anybody else got to say.
Because people know I don't lie. I tell the truth. Sometimes it gets me in trouble, but at the end of the day, I always tell people I tell the truth. And if you know my heart, you know it's not mean-spirited. You are made for television. I'm so angry right now because what you brought to the show is what the show needed. And I like the fact that you didn't take your issue with Brandy and try to give us this typical, like, okay, we beefing, that's a storyline. I saw that you were confused. Like,
I was.
Brandy, why are you still acting this way? I thought we made up. And that's why I was like, Brandy, you aggravate. And sister, I love you, Brandy. But
it's really her personality. I've known her for long enough to know her personality. I knew that after the reunion, we filmed the reunion, and we were good. Like she told you, I was at her son's birthday party. I was the photographer. I was the one running around taking the pictures and videos so she could have every moment because she threw this amazing party for her son. And I didn't see a videographer or photographer. I said, girl, you want me to go get you pictures and videos? And I literally did the whole party for her and sent it. We were good. Our sons were happy. Everybody was happy. And I was like, wow, we made it through that tough storm. And maybe this will even make us closer as friends. But because I know Brandy, I was feeling like when the show actually airs on television, that she's gonna like dissect every little thing that happened and get upset again, and that it would create a little bit of tension between me and her again. And it did. You know, it did. We did not speak the entire time the show aired for all, 13, 14 weeks. We did not talk.
Now that you aren't on the show anymore, you also revealed that Brandy and British are no longer a part of it too. And one of the conclusions you came up with is the fact that you three were not LA based, and when you have to look at the budget of shows, which is true, budget means a lot, especially in this climate. You have to look at where you can cut corners. I mean, I would not have cut you. I would have cut somebody else. Anyways, so when you look at that, how did you find out that you weren't coming back? Did you get a phone call from somebody? Did you?
Yeah,
Did you cry? Go ahead.
I was getting my hair done, and I got a phone call, and I thought they were calling to let me know, you know, something about the show. And they just called and was like, Duffey, we love you. You're amazing. You know, we don't want to do this, but, you know, unfortunately, we have to let you go. And I was like, what? And then I immediately thought, like, well, who else they let go? Because if they let me go, who else is getting cut? I just was shocked. I was shocked. So, you know,
did the network call you or the production company?
The production company.
Okay, the production company. And you did not see this coming.
I didn't see it coming. And I called Jackie Christie was my first call.
And what she say?
Oh no, I'm calling them. She was upset. She was upset because she felt like that we needed more time as a group, that we could like really have something special with the group that we had. And she was really upset about it. She didn't want new people coming in. And if there was new people, you know, maybe 2 more new people, but they did like almost a full recast other than, what is it? Jackie's still there, and Jen, and
Brooke.
I'm glad they kept Brooke. I was happy to see that, because when I found out Brandy was gone and British was gone and I was gone, I really did want Brooke to stay. And Brooke is based in LA. So I'm happy. And I'm excited to see her journey with Nicki Minaj and stuff and everything she's doing. I really hope they highlight that on the show. I felt like there was amazing things going in our life that wasn't highlighted. But also, because this is basketball wise, I want to know what's going on more with y'all's relationships. Which
Period.
Is why I made my man film. My man is not a TV guy. Like, he does not care to be seen. He's never had an Instagram. He don't have a Facebook. He don't have a Twitter. He don't have a Snapchat. My man is off the grid. And I was like, you're going to get on national television, because this is what I chose to do in my life, and I want to do my job good. And this is the real us figuring out this marriage thing, us figuring out our finances, us figuring out how we work as a unit.
Let me ask you this too, because you zoomed in at the reunion.
Yeah.
What was going on?
I had COVID with no symptoms.
Yeah.
And the whole time, the whole 2 years of COVID, I had never had it. I never got it. It was my first time.
It could have been a false positive, child.
I took it again because I said, no, they're trying to sabotage
and what
me.
They said, was it positive?
Oh. Yeah, and I had to put they had to send me equipment, and I had to do all the equipment on my own and set everything up. It was crazy, but I'm happy at least I got to be a part of it, and I wasn't completely cut out of it.
Why aren't you and Brandy speaking anymore? Because you would think the fact that you two are no longer part of the show may have brought you guys together.
Because like I said, she said that, okay, the loyalty comment didn't bother her. What bothered her was what I said to British about, which I don't think the fans got to see, was that I was closer to British than I was Brandy, and that we didn't hang out that much, and it wasn't really like that. And we called each other sisters because we dated brothers. When I was 15 and she was 19, my ex-husband and his brother, we were dating brothers at the same time. So the sister word came from dating brothers, not because we so close, we so cool, you're my sister. She said she was offended by that, but I don't know why, because that's just was reality. Before filming the show, we don't call each other all the time. We don't hang out with each other all the time. You live 30 minutes away. You've never been to my house. And, you know, I've had 2 homes in the last 4 years. It just was kind of like a sporadic thing. We check in every couple months or, you know, whatever. So now that all of this stuff has transpired on national television, it's kind of like, why would we talk? We never really was like that anyway. So I think that I was hurt watching Basketball Wives. I'm gonna be real. Like I love Brandy, and yeah, I looked at Brandy like a sister, and I expected somebody, a friend of 19 years, even if there was a little bit of attention, like, let's work this out behind the scenes. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to work it out behind the scenes, come together as a unit, and not be manipulated to keep fighting on TV. But she wasn't making that same effort to do that. And I felt like she was clicking up with Brooke and British, even though I love them, they're great girls, but you just met them when we started filming. And it's like, you're at their house, hanging out on their couch and eating and going through things, and I'm your sister of 19 years, and you're not coming hanging out with me. You're not trying to talk to me. You're not trying to do, you know, things with me. I felt like it was just, you know, maybe our friendship has run its course.
Do you still feel that way today? Or do you feel like if somebody picks up the phone to just initiate a reconciliation, do you think you would be open to that?
I would be open to it if Brandy said, you know what, I thought about it. There was some things I did wrong, and just really was genuine and took accountability for some of her actions. Because I felt like I was the only one holding myself accountable, apologizing, trying to be the bigger person. If she did that same thing, of course, I'm not mean-spirited. 19 years of knowing each other, our sons play basketball together. Sometimes we're going to see each other again around Dallas. Our sons are going to play against each other at some point. Like, I don't want it to be a fight. I don't want it to be tension. But I also feel like I'm owed like a real, genuine apology. And for her to actually hold herself accountable on some of her actions on the show.
The most beautiful part of the reunion, besides all y'all looking gorgeous, but what I saw that was beautiful is your real reaction when Brandy spoke about what her son was going through, and you looked shocked.
I was
sad and disappointed that, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what I saw from you was, I would have never thought in a million years that you and I would be at this place in our lives where something like this is happening to your son, and I have to find out along with the world. Was that how you felt in that moment?
Yeah, that's how I felt. You know, I've been to almost all of baby Jason's birthdays, you know. And when the first time we filmed Basketball Wives, we all lived together, you know. Our sons are like friends, you know. And despite the drama that happened on the show, I felt like, girl, what are we fighting about? This is not even a real thing. It's not even a big deal. Like, why is this keep going? It was nothing for real. Like, I didn't do nothing to hurt you. Like, it was never that serious. What's serious is what is happening in your real life. And forget TV. Like, I was just running around filming the birthday party. You know, like, I love your son. You know I love your son. And you know that this was gonna come out at the reunion, even if a text. I almost like busted out crying, but like it don't make me cry now. But the reason why I didn't want to cry is because I'm like, I have COVID, I have no makeup person here, I have nobody help me. I bust out it, and I found out the beginning of the reunion. It was during introductions, she brought this up. So it was right when we started filming. And I had no help with my hair and makeup or anything. So I had to like hold it in. But that made me want to cry. Like, this little boy that I love, when I see him, I see my son could possibly like die. Mm-hmm. That was shocking. That was shocking to me.
You and Brandy, to me, had the best storyline this season because it was rooted in real friendships. And that was my critique of the show in general, that we're missing real friendships. And that's why everybody was invested in you and Brandy. Like, look, Jennifer and Jackie to me was just fun, petty, fun shade that we could laugh at and be like, it ain't that deep. Y'all get over it. But it was fun. But the thing that kept us tuning every Monday was we wanted to see these two girls reconcile, because a friendship of 19 years isn't something that you can fake and force. And even now, seeing you get emotional is the reason why I probably won't get over you not coming back for a minute, because my issue as a reality creator, producer, and all this other stuff is when the people who are on these shows for a while are on it for reasons outside of what they bring to the show. Some emotion, some real stories, seeing their home and their lifestyle. And I'm concerned about where reality is going, because nobody wants to show their real lives anymore. And I'm a little disappointed in that decision. Look, we'll see what the new girls are going to bring. As well.
Obviously. I have a suggestion, Carlos.
Oh, go ahead. I'm all ears.
Loving Mayor's Dallas. The introduction is me and Iman's wedding. Pan to the crowd, and Brandy and Jason are sitting there.
You better pitch me, honey. Look,
I'm a smart girl. We can work it out. Let's work it out. Let's work it out.
Look, let's work it out.
One monkey, what my grandma said, one monkey don't stop no show, honey.
Hey, B, and I'm a testament to that. Ooh! So, okay, look, we'll talk offline. Okay, anyways. Well, look, at the end of the day, I am obsessed with the friendship you have with Brandy. So look, maybe there's an opportunity to see a reconciliation somewhere, somehow.
And you know what's funny? I think the first 3 times that me and Brandy argued, at that gym scene, I put her in a headlock by the end of the scene. And I was like, we're going to get through this. We're going to be fine. Like, and they didn't show that. That's the real, like, me and her. It was like, girl, yeah, you're mad, but like, let's go, let's get over it. But
that's how me and my friends are. Like, we get mad and be like, bitch, it ain't that deep. Yeah, go ahead.
And then it was the fashion show one. And I think that was by the 4th time we argued. And you know, that one just got so nasty. And at that point, I'm just like, whoa, like this is just taking a whole nother life of its own. Like, yeah, maybe I don't owe you no loyalty. Like, and that's why I said that's how I was feeling. Like, I don't feel no loyalty from you. Why should I? But if it came down to even after that moment where she called me weird and yelled at me at the fashion show, and let's say you know how reality TV works, some girl pops up next week that got a problem with Brandy, then she got a problem with both of us. Like, that's how I am. I would still have her back, you know?
Yeah.
And so when my loyalty came into question, I'm like, man, I'm the most loyal friend you will ever have. Like if Brandy calls me tomorrow and was like, look, girl, I saw the interview and da 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 da. All right, girl, da da da. And we move on.
That's what I want to happen. And when you talk about loyalty, do you think you ladies were loyal to Malaysia?
I felt like when it came to loyalty, I didn't owe Malaysia loyalty. When I first filmed with Malaysia, me and her didn't get along. And then all these years go by, we don't really know each other. But what y'all didn't see is when Malaysia first came on the scene of basketball wise, everybody that had an issue with Malaysia told her. I don't know why they didn't show it like that. Everyone who had an issue with Malaysia told her why and how they felt, each and every one. Now me, I told her, I said, girl, you know, you rubbed me the wrong way, you know, the first time we did Basketball Wives. But I said, after COVID, after Black Lives Matter, where the world is today, I have grown, I've matured. That's what, 6 years ago. I would like to start clean and fresh. And when I said that, I meant that. Mm-hmm. So from that moment on, you know, when me and Malaysia would film together, we were really genuinely getting to know each other. She said, hey, you cool. I'm like, girl, you cool. And I'm like, Brandy, you know, work it out with her. Like, y'all should be, you know, and I was being playful on camera, like, Brandy, come on, girl, you know, that's your friend. And I noticed it started to get Brandy mad. So I kind of backed off of that. But I was predicting that by the end of the season, Malaysia and Brandy would be back friends. And then it was going to be me, Brandy, and Malaysia, how it was supposed to be the first time I filmed Basketball Wives. Like, that was the plan. Brandy was like, it's going to be me, you, and Malaysia.
Baby, that's a trifecta. That is everything.
That would have meant everything, and it was like it would have gave something. It'd have been like,
did it. You know what's so funny? And Brandy, I love you. You know I love you, Brandy, but I'm also going to be honest. But that's why, Brandy, I feel like you may have fumbled the bag, because if you would have befriended Malaysia and said, look, it is what it is, let's move on. And because it ain't that deep. That's my thing. When you are real friends and you have an issue that ain't that deep, I didn't sleep with your man, I did nothing to your kid, I didn't do, you know what I'm saying? It ain't that deep. You, Brandy, and Malaysia, oh baby, that could have been the starting lineup.
Trifecta. It would have been something. It would have been something for sure. For sure. And instead of me and Brandy fighting the whole time, it would have been nice to see her and Malaysia like reconnect and do their things, and me able to really like hang out with me, Brandon. It would have been nice to see. And I think we still would have been on there.
Oh, my wheels are spinning. Okay, anyways, let me move on. Okay. Malaysia left the show. Obviously, what was interesting is you guys had a Ponderosa set by the Queen, Jackie Christie, and Jennifer made a comment about Malaysia's home situation with the mortgage and all this other stuff that I won't get into because it already happened on the show. And then Malaysia was like chucking the deuces. When you were there, knowing Malaysia, who's been in some very tough situations, do you think that alone was the reason why she was like, I'm done with the show?
Throughout the season, behind the scenes, I was saying, y'all, I think Malaysia is really going through something. Like, I feel like, you know, you can tell when somebody's spirit is different, their energy is different. I was expressing that I felt like she was going through something, which is why I made an effort to be nicer to her, which I got slapped on the hand for. I felt like I was getting in trouble for doing, but it is what it is. I'm gonna be me, and you're not gonna bully me or stop me from being friends with somebody. I felt like when Malaysia needed a friend, and in front of camera and behind the scenes, like, I'm like, hey girl, like, you got it. She needed to be uplifted. So when that moment happened, my heart hurt for her. Like, I called her after, I talked to her, and I was like, you know what? You got to do what you got to do for you. And I I think at that moment she did what she needed to do. She needed a break.
Have you heard from her since she left the show?
We talked when I was in LA, but not like that. Like it's we only got to film together a couple times. We didn't really get to build that friendship. And then once kind of I felt a little bit of tension from Brandy, I didn't want to extend myself outside of the camera and it become this, you became friends with her because of Brandy, or I didn't want it to become this whole thing that I was doing it on purpose or become messy. So I just I refrained from building our relationship off camera.
Did you know that British was a scammer? Allegedly.
BayBEE British. Well, was she guilty?
She pled guilty, yeah.
Oh, so
she pled guilty to a lot of counts.
Let me tell you what I do know. I do know that British likes rappers. I know that she likes thugs. When me and British talk, we talk about her love life. That is literally my entertainment with British. I'm all in British love life. I'm all for it. British announced she's moving to Miami, starting a podcast. There's a lot of men type of men she liked over there in Miami. I'm excited to see British's love life.
British just pled guilty to a lot of counts. I don't think she'll be in Miami, baby.
She's going
to a prison in Miami?
No. She's gonna do a podcast in Miami.
For how long?
She's just starting it. She's like posting her journey right now.
British, come on Reality with the King podcast and we can talk to you, sis, because
this is a British question.
I need to know what's going on with you, British, because if you pled guilty to 15 counts, allegedly was 15. I don't think Miami condos over Ocean Drive is the move, sis.
She's going.
Okay. How is British? All jokes aside, because I do love British. Hi, British. How is British doing?
British is doing good. She's in good spirits. She's, she has her dating life. She's moving to Miami. She's starting a podcast.
You are a great friend.
She is. I'm being for real.
But how do you feel when you found out about these 15 counts of the bank fraud? How did you? Go ahead. Were you shocked?
I don't know anything about that system or how charges work and all that. So I was like, "Are you going to jail?" She was like, "No, Duffey, stop asking me that. I'm not." I said, "Cool." She was like, "I'm moving out of St. Louis. I'm moving to Miami. I'm starting a podcast, and I'm never going back to St. Louis again." That's
Oh, well, British, apologies. I didn't know you were going to Miami. I thought you was going to the penitentiary. So British, to promote your podcast, please come on Reality with the King. Let me talk to you, sis. And I will help you promote your podcast. But I also got some questions to ask you, mama. So I didn't know this. I thought, okay, that's new to me. All I would say is I want a friend like Duffey. If you ain't BayBEE, Duffey, listen, you're the best friend I've seen on Reality Talk. Because Duffey is like,
I'm a good friend.
They my business, baby. You better ask British all those questions, child. All I know is
all I know is I'm promoting my friend. She started a podcast.
I love it.
Listen to her podcast.
I love it. So Raindrops, hit up British in the DM. Let her know Carlos King is requesting her for the podcast, honey. So we can get into some things. Hey, Nikki. Okay. Speaking of getting into some things, we got to talk about your presence on Basketball Wives, which is, again, why I'm so mad they didn't ask you back. Not everybody is able to live and tell a story of what it's like getting into it with Tammy Roman. I mean, going back to that season, I think you guys were in Amsterdam. Was it Amsterdam? Portugal. And all I would say about you, and Tammy's a friend to the show. I love Tammy. All I can say about you, of all the girls that Tammy got into it with, you ain't never scared. Talk to me about that moment. Now, was it the beer that Tammy was drinking? Was it the ambiance? Were you scared? You was about to fall off the cliff, child, on the rooftop, honey?
I'm glad we got time, Carlos.
Go ahead, Sissy Pooh.
I had always had a dream of doing reality TV since Real World. Okay. Yes. As soon as I turned 17, I put in an application. I was like, for real. Now, I was familiar with Tammy when I came to do Basketball Wives. I couldn't believe my dream of being on reality TV was actually happening. Now, I'm a manifester. Everybody out there, raindrops, manifestation is real. I believe in it. I manifest what I want. That's why I brought up Love and Marriage Dallas, because it's going to happen whether I'm on it or not. You might need an executive producer. I'm here. So,
this is my manifestation book. I'm with you, sis. Go ahead.
So I felt like I manifested this moment to be on reality TV. And even when Brandy first went on Basketball Wives, I was like, I might one day be able to go on Basketball Wives with Brandy. I can go on Basketball Wives with Brandy. She should bring on Basketball Wives. I did not have a basketball player in sight, on my phone, in my line. But I was like, maybe one day. The moment came and I'm with Tammy Roman. Like, I just was like, wow, like I loved everything about her. I was excited to film with her. Fast forward to her saying, hey, behind the scenes, she was like, hey, I'm going to fire you tomorrow. And I was like, okay, cool. Okay, great.
She said that to you?
I said, okay, great. Okay. So y'all have to understand that I was a Division I athlete. I trained with my dad, my military father, most of my life. I trained for 4 hours a day growing up. Like, I am a serious competitor. So when Tammy said she was going to fire me and I'm on reality TV, I know what I'm supposed to give. I'm going to do my job to the best of my ability. You're going to fire me? I was like, okay, well, let's go. And I go tell Brandy, I said, Tammy's going to fire me tomorrow and I'm going to bring it on TV and I'm ready for that moment. And Brandy's like, no, Duffey, no, this is serious. Like something bad could happen. I gotta come with you. So now I go into panic mode, defense mode, and I was like, this TV stuff is real. Like, she was like, yes, like you gotta like watch out. And so now I'm starting like panic inside. I'm starting having anxiety. I'm like, why does Brandy feel like she needs to be parked outside of the building? Brandy parks outside of where we're filming. The producers don't know. Nobody knows. I call Brandy and put it on speakerphone and hold the phone so she can hear what's going on. Because Brandy was like, this could get out of hand. And I was like, no, we're cool. She told me she's going to fire me. Brandy's like, stop being dumb, Duffey. And I'm like, so instead of going in there and have fun and have a TV moment, now I'm like, I don't know if this lady is serious or if she's not serious. And the energy in there was like, I said, oh, I think she's serious. So I'm just like, I don't want to beat you up in front of your daughter, bitch. Like, and Brandy hears that. Brandy tries to come in the building. The producers stop her. It was crazy, Carlos. It was crazy. And then they separate me and Tammy after that. I don't see Tammy no more till Portugal. Now, I'm a newbie reality TV person. I had my Gemini sister who has all these theories that she creates, and she has super anxiety on the show, and every moment she super reads into. I'm not a read into person. I'm kind of like, oh, it's flow and the vibe. And Brandy's like, no, this is serious. So now I'm in Portugal with Tammy, and I'm like, is she going to try to fight me? Am I going to have to fight? Now, I grew up doing martial arts, boxing. Like I said, I trained 4 hours a day. So I wasn't scared to get in a physical fight, but I was just like, am I going to have to fight on TV? Like, my mama's going to see this? Like, I did not want to do it. As y'all see now, that's not my personality. Like, I did not want to fight, but I'm not scared to fight. So when we're sitting there at that table, and I was like, if she come over here, I'm going to swing. If she gets too close to me, I'm going to swing. And then I saw her walking off. I saw her walking off from the table. And And my big ass mouth, young, dumb, big self, I should have let Tammy keep walking. I was like, yeah, that's why you walking off or something. And then Tammy turned around and I was like, oh shit. She's coming back. And I was like, she's not gonna make it to me. And then it's like, she come around the table. Now, see, growing up doing martial arts, and my dad used to teach me stay calm before a fight so you can see what's coming. So I was very calm, and people were like, why is she so calm? Like, you should go back and watch it.
No, honey, it's embedded in my brain. I'm a fan. So I remember you being calm.
I was so calm because I wanted to be ready to move and to swing. Because that's how my dad taught me. So I was just like, next thing I know, she like went over and I was like, I saw her opening. Brandy move, security move, and I saw it open and I was like, and I hit her. And they never aired it. It's on YouTube. I've seen it.
You made contact with Tammy, the icon legend, Meanie Jobs Roman.
Yes, it's on YouTube. And they didn't air it. And after I hit her, I was just like, she went crazy, like running around the hotel. They went and hid me inside of a hotel room with one of the producers and told me I couldn't leave the room. Then they left me in that hotel room for an hour. Then, Carlos, they drove me to the beach with the producer. We're sitting on the beach having a Corona, watching the water. They're like, stay here. Then they have Malaysia and Jackie go meet me off of the side of the road somewhere to tell me I'm going home. Now, let me tell you about my man, Iman, which y'all don't know. This is why he's my husband. So the day before I said, I think I might have to fight Tammy tomorrow. Like they're building this momentum up and I think I might have to fight. And Iman was like, do you want me to be there? I was like, yes. Iman had flew to Portugal, had landed in Portugal that day. So after they fired me, I went to a very nice resort with Iman, enjoyed one more day in Portugal, and then we left. Ah!
Yo, I didn't know any of this. So that explains why all of that ruckus was happening, like moving chairs and like, because I didn't know you made contact.
Yeah, so that's why Tammy went crazy.
Why didn't they show it, you think?
We'll never know.
Oh,
probably because it's Tammy. You know, she probably was like, "Don't show." I don't know.
Have you spoken or seen Tammy since?
I have not. I have not seen her. I have not spoken to her. But you know, I always said if I ever do, I'm just gonna be like, "Girl, I was young."
Yeah.
Like, I love you. I was a fan of yours. I don't know how that season ended up like that, but I have nothing but respect for Tammy. Like, anybody that's in reality TV that don't put respect on Tammy Roman's name would be crazy. And I give props where props is due. Like, I looked up to her. I was like, I want to be like you. I don't want to fight you. I thought I was going to like be Tammy's little sister on the show. I said, when she meet me, she gonna love me. You know, she gonna put me under her wing. And yeah, that didn't happen. So.
Well, instead of putting you under her wing, she's gonna put you in a hillock, sis. So we just happy that things became.
Push me off of that building.
Okay.
Portugal.
The good thing is this: Tammy came on my podcast, and the good thing about Tammy, who's a friend of mine, who I love dearly, she is such in a good place. I believe that this is true. I believe if you saw Tammy, you're gonna be embraced with love. Tammy also realized that person she was isn't who she really is. And she talked a lot about that on this podcast. Y'all can watch it to listen to it. But Tammy is so grown, matured, an entrepreneur, boss. She's acting with Octavia Spencer on an Apple TV series, like
amazing,
being nominated. I mean, she's being considered for an Emmy. Like, Tammy is really doing amazing. So I just want to say to you that you are right in the sense of you were a young girl. Tammy would say, bitch, I was too. Like, we were young. It was a different environment for all of us. And you are in such a good place. She is too. And I love the growth in what I'm seeing, especially with you. And we are also rooting for you in your DJ career. To
Thank
see
you.
French Montana, who's like your brother, support you on this show, which was a big deal and a good look for you. What is going on with that? Because we want to support you, and we love the fact that we want a female DJ Khaled on our, with us.
Well, I would love to announce that 2 weeks ago, French set me down in his hotel room after a show. He looked me in my eyes and he said, I think you're ready for your first record. So right now I'm working on my first record, and French will be a part of it, and hopefully some other artists. And I think it'll be like my first DJ Khaled moment. So I'm working on that right now. So stay tuned. Like, it's a big deal for not only me, but all female DJs. When I first started DJing in the city of Dallas, Texas, in my sexy dress and my stiletto heels, there were no DJ that looked like me, really no female DJ at all in the clubs. And right now we have 12 female DJs circulating the clubs in Dallas, lots of female DJs on the radio. And they all are sexy and they all feel good to be sexy and DJ. So I feel like I help pave the way. So I really want my record to be a record for the ladies, want to make them dance, feel good, because like that's kind of my vibe. And it's a big moment for me. It's a big moment for all the female DJs. Even DJ Sky Baby is my apprentice. So when I can't make a show, I send her. So she DJs for French when I can't be there. And I love to see what she's doing on Baddies. Shout out to DJ Sky. And I want to keep helping female DJs. So if any of you raindrops are out there and you need some inspiration or you need some help or you want to know how did I do this or how did I do that, I reply all the time to the female DJs in my inbox, because it's like important for me to continue to grow this space for female DJs.
I love that. And that's the reason why we are fans of yours, was rooting for you. And this interview really shed a lot of light on just who you are as a woman. And we are looking forward to the next steps for you. You and I will talk later. But talk to the raindrops, Duffey, where they can find you, follow you, and support you, my love.
Hey, raindrops. You can follow me on Instagram at Duffey, Duffey.
We're going to do it now, y'all. Come on, let's follow now.
Follow me now. And you can see everything that I have going on. You can see updated pictures and videos of the kids, and me and Iman do cute little videos. And I have 2 companies. I have a weight loss company called Fine Fine. That's how I've been dropping all this weight.
Yes!
And I also have a wig line, My Custom Wig. We now have a location in Hollywood. So support us if you're in LA. I do customized wigs with coloring, so hit me up.
I'm so proud of you. And listen, all jokes aside, thank you so much for hopping on. I really do appreciate this. And you and I will talk. No, I love you, baby. And we'll talk. And I'll see you soon, boo.
We need more shows in Dallas.
Yeah.